Alright, hello and welcome back. The topic of this particular video actually is going to be whether or not to buy Legends ZA. I've been asked this a couple of times, so I figured I would, one, make a video on it, and two, also just play a little bit of the current ranked season while doing it, so why not? Here we are. And when done with this particular video, I'll put together a rental code for that particular team if you yourself would like to take it out or having any trouble climbing the ranked ladder. But yeah, so anyway, at the moment, Legends ZA, I wrote up some notes so that I don't forget what I wanted to say. I just had to think about it because I had a few thoughts on it. But yeah, to buy or not to buy, that is the question. Fascinating. That could potentially perish rat. Don't love that. Fluttermane can learn Perish Song. So that is very, very amusing. They have an Arceus. They have all sorts of random stuff. Okay, so we're gonna go there. There. I don't like the idea of them going in the Trick Room. Don't love that because Ursaluna does not particularly desire to have the Trick Room go up. Incineroar, I feel like I'm gonna need you, probably gonna need you, and I don't know, we might just go Ursaluna as the last one. Well, no, we're not gonna go Ursaluna. We're gonna go with Ogerpon because they have Amoonguss. It's a very slow team over there. Alright, so first off, let's cover Legends ZA. What exactly is it? Well, so it looks like it's going to be an open world game set in a cityscape environment, because I can English super well today. Lumiose City specifically. It's going to be set in Gen 6, which is the home of Mega Evolution. So if you're a fan of Mega Evolution, it's definitely harking back to that, which is like cool. Yeah, I definitely like it. I wonder if that's... which flavor of Arceus is that? Fire, maybe? Hard to say off the top of my head. I don't love where my camera is showing up, so I'm going to move it. Let's see, super effective, electric maybe? Dunno, but let's do that. Actually check a knockoff into Gothitelle. Yeah. No, I'm good with that. We're also going to make my face a little bit smaller because a protect. What is this next? Okay, well, I wonder. Okay. Anyway. Legends ZA is the, or not Legends ZA, but Gen 6 is the home of Mega Evolution, so it should make for a very, very interesting time. I want to take a look at changes. Okay, it did suffer a -1 to its attack. That's cool. I'm actually just going to Fighting Shot out on Arceus this time. Okay, we get a Seotera. That's neat. Yeah, everything's going to be taking place within the confines of Lumiose City, which is going to be really, really interesting. I think there's some cool stuff that could result in. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, of course. It'll most likely be answering a lot of questions that came up in Gen 6. Oh, that's going to be their Perish. Well, how unique, Mr. Arceus. Yeah, Incineroar's going to leave. No, man. I ain't interested in your tunes. Take your tunes somewhere else. Okay? And if you're gonna look to set up a... that's right, I didn't bring Ursaluna, but that's fine. Healful. Your goal just to keep the Arceus ridiculously healthy. Okay. That's cool. going to attempt to switch something. That's a fire Arceus. Or a ground Arceus. Guess it's a ground Arceus. Which would work well against, work well against... Yeah, the Goblin is going to protect. No, we're just going to have to pull out Calyrex at the end of this coming turn. Arceus is not protecting, so I wonder what he's going to do. Okay. I mean, that's cool, man. Anyway, though, there should be a lot of questions, like questions about AZ, about his pets, stuff like that, the Great Pokemon War, those sorts of things that will probably be answered in the course of Legends ZA, and I actually think that that's really, really cool. Well, actually, hold on. How many turns do we have left? We have 2? Okay. I'd really like to blow up, yeah, but I want to leave the way out, potentially, for... Okay, so we're leaving. Next turn, we'll just have to pull Calyrex out, and we're probably going to lose Ogerpon 2 turns from now. Oh, hi, Amogus. Oh, wait. No, they're about to lose. This will still get some good shipping, too. Oh, eject button? Okay. That was a nice crit. Way to go, Ogerpon. Okay, now we're just gonna go back into Incineroar. Should we bring this on? Nah, we're gonna go into Incineroar. And I... that slot. Okay, so, anyway, first thing, a lot of potential answers can be had from the Gen 6 games, questions that had come up that weren't necessarily answered, so that'll be really cool. There'll probably be a number of elements that will be used from the rumored Pokemon Z that never came about, so I'm very interested to see what they'll do with that. The next bit, and this I actually think is kind of a rather important bit, is that this is actually the Pokemon game that the community at large kind of complained a lot to the Pokemon Company about. They were like, hey, we really want you to wait. We want you to hold off on making another Pokemon game. Yeah, we really want you to hold off on making another Pokemon game, make the next one polished. And the Pokemon Company said, okay. And because of that, that resulted in Legends EA getting pushed off from a release of last year to this year, which is a massive difference in overall timetable. So that's actually really cool, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to, how that impacted the overall development of the game. Things of that sort. So, yeah. And no, Amogus, you do not get to, nah, man. You do not get to spore my Incineroar. He is not interested in that. You got my Ogerpon. Okay. Don't appreciate how it happened, but I understand. Calyrex is here. Let's go. Game on, man. Alright, so yeah, anyway, because development was pushed off, I think this is actually really interesting, or this is going to potentially be a very fascinating game, because they put like an extra year into the overall development, and I'm super curious to see how that turns out. So, yeah, that's my second thought. third thought is that there's going to be a number of new forms, both new regional forms, new mega forms. Like, ultimately, it looks like it's going to be very exciting. And definitely curious to see what they've made with that. The fourth thing is that they did this with Legends. Legends Arceus. They did this with Legends Arceus, and it looks like they're going to do it again, where they are giving access to mythicals that were not really previously released. For instance, in Legends Arceus, you could get a hold of the Darkrai, you could get a hold of the Shaman. I think there were a couple of other things. So, in this, it looks like they're going to do something very similar. And so I am extremely, I'm very, very interested in that. We're going to throw another Astral Barrage here. I expect to see Gotha Pokemon. According to the rumor mill, that what I've heard so far, I think we're going to see Darkrai make a repeat appearance. The DLC seems like it's geared around Hoopa, and there's a possibility that a Zeraora will actually be making an appearance, which is really exciting because I never actually had an opportunity to acquire a Zeraora, and I've always liked the design. So yeah, very much hoping that is in fact the case, and looking forward to that. Yeah, and then we kind of come to like the biggest overarching reason. Ow, that was a mean little snarl. I didn't appreciate that, Arceus. That's rude. It's very rude. Incineroar didn't care, but Calyrex does. Hurt his feelings. Go away. Alright. So, the last... No, not... I guess not like the last reason, but I think one of the biggest reasons for me personally is that this particular Legends EA is basically going to be the beginning of Generation 10. It's going to be the beginning of Gen 10 for all intents and purposes. It's been announced that Pokemon Home will have compatibility for Legends ZA sometime early next year, so early 2026. Maybe first quarter will be when, but the Pokemon from Legends ZA will not be backwards compatible, which means that they will not be... Oh, that hurt. Alright. Very well. I see what you did there. I appreciate it. Anyway, the Pokemon will not be backwards compatible, which means that anyone that you send to Legends ZA is will be staying there, or will be moving, to Pokemon Home, Legends ZA, and Champions, but it will not be able to go back to Scarlet and Violet. So you take a Miraidon out of Violet, and it has now officially moved on from Violet. So let's see, we're going to drop Astral Barrage here, and I haven't actually Terra. I think we're going to Terra you. And just drop a Body Press there, because it looked like that Judgment, if this is in fact a ground type like I think it is, then it would have a super effective shot. I don't really want to have a super effective shot, so we are going to go with the Terra. Just to remove the super effective shot. So that's the thought process behind using the Terra. Arceus protects, that's cool. Calyrex, blow up that Amoonguss, please. So, anyway, yeah, similar to how Let's Go Eevee was the starting point for the Sword and Shield era, similarly, this is going to be the starting point for the Gen 10 era. Technically, it's not going to have Gen 10 Pokemon, but this, I think, is going to, I mean, if I'm understanding things correctly, is going to be that starting place. And the opponent surrenders. All right. Good game. Good game, my opponent. So, yeah. That's that. Moving on to the next page. Yeah, so this is officially or unofficially, this is the end of Gen 9. And kind of the, like, Gen 9.5. And beginning of Gen 10. So, anyway, at the end of the day, like, I'm very excited to be trying out Legends ZA. Definitely planning on recording some stuff. I will be recording on Switch 1. Yes, look at me, the techno peasant, as it were. But, hey, you know, you use what you got. And I suppose as a final note, one of my favorite stories recently from just Pokemon in general was the Kitakami story, the Teal Mask DLC. Specifically, the part that took place in Kitakami. And if the Legends EA is anywhere close to that in terms of writing, overall experience, overall feel, then it should be a pretty stellar DLC. So definitely looking forward to trying that out as well. But as far as getting the base game, like, I'm really excited. My answer was yes. I did decide to pre-order a copy of it, you know, on whether or not you should buy the game. And, you know, let me know whether or not you're thinking of buying it as well. But those are the reasons why I think it would be a good game to have, a good game to play through. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Pokemon Company delivers. Either way, hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching the video. We'll see you next time. Oh, yeah, and I guess I was going to whip up the rental code for the team. Let's actually do that real quick. And no, I do not wish to continue battling at this second. Let's go rental teams over here. And we'll share this one. I want to make a new one. We're going to replace this one. Stop sharing this one. Yes, that is fine that it no longer be shared. And this is our current one. Yep, and share that. Yes, share the team. Share the team. Okay, that's great that it's been shared. Now we will check our details. And there is our team ID. You write that down, and I'll put it in the video description. Maybe, if I can find a pen. There we go. That's going to be 5-2. All right. Well, you have a fantastic day. Hope to see you in the next one.